What's going on there, guys? We're back with another one, and we're going to talk a little bit about Shannon Sharpe today, guys. Now, Shannon Sharpe had Rickey Smiley on his Club Shay Shay podcast, and just in context, what they were talking about was, you know, the sensitivity sometimes of the climate today as far as doing jokes, and they also spoke on another topic, talking about Tyler Perry and other men wearing dresses, black men specifically wearing dresses in their comedies, in their movies. You know, you had Martin Lawrence do it in Big Mama's House. You had him being Shanae on the classic television show Martin, and you also had Jamie Foxx being Wanda. You know, you had I mean, God, it's countless others, but you have some people like Dave Chappelle who, you know, they won't do that. I mean, shoot, you had Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor, you know, well, he played all the characters, you know, and that wasn't his first time doing that, but that was his first time doing it, you know, wearing a dress. And a lot of people was coming at Shannon Sharpe in his comments based off a comment that he said. Shannon said that, you know, you give him $1 billion, he'll put on a bikini. And people just wasn't feeling that. They wasn't feeling what Shannon was trying to say right there. And I'm going to play you what he said, and I will be back with my commentary. Check it out.
Yeah, they criticize him because a man shouldn't be wearing no dress.
Man, listen, listen. Okay, nobody
For $1 billion, I wear a bikini. For $1 billion, I would.
Right.
I think that initial portion right there is where a lot of the uproar started, because Shannon, he doubled down on it. You know, sometimes you say things in exaggerations and you play, you know, I'll do that for $1 billion, you know, and you start laughing and you just leave it. But he kept, you know, he was double, triple down on it. Yeah, I would. And so people was coming in his comments, you know, like, you know, all money ain't good money, you know, we rock with you, but that's a bit much, you know. So I feel like people are starting to think Shannon will just do anything for money. And that's not to hate on him or say that he shouldn't go get his money, but that's just saying, like, that surpasses his moral compass.
Ain't nobody said nothing when Jamie Foxx do Wonder or when Martin Lawrence do or whatever, man. People have. Shanae, when people have taken all that stuff.
Well, Robin Williams started out with Miss Doubtfire.
Right before that, Flip Wilson. Flip Wilson did Geraldine. Mm-hmm. Come on now, and then Benny Hill.
Yeah.
You know, what I would say, like, from what Rickey Smiley is saying, just thinking back to, like, early, late 80s, mid 80s, you know, early 90s. In school, they used to have, you know, these days, like, the days of the week where you had pajama day, tacky day. Back in the day, it used to be cross-dress day. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't mean that you like, you know, the same thing that you are. It was meant to be like a funny thing. You know, you would look at Shanae, Wanda, all them, and you would go grab, like, you know, your outfit and you know, go. Some people would go in their mama's closet and dress like that. You know, I'm talking about when you real little kids. You know what I'm saying? You're in elementary school and you didn't even think about it like that, because that was like the only day of the year that you did it. You know, but you know, I think Rickey Smiley is saying, like, as far as comedy, there's an element of that where they're just playing their characters. But a lot of people's like, no, these people fetishize y'all when you dress like that. These directors, these people in Hollywood, you know, they looking at y'all like, you know. So that, I think that's what the argument is. And his argument is it's entertainment, you know, it's to make people laugh. But what the other side of the argument is saying is that these higher ups is looking at y'all like y'all some food.
You know, so, man, people do stuff, man. You do it for the comedy.
Right.
People have over-sexualized and
man, they make.
And what I wonder is they put on
we do too much sometimes.
Yeah, reading into stuff and or whatever, man. But the stuff, if it make people laugh, our job as comedians is to make people laugh. And then now people want me to do the character. Now I don't want to do it because you get criticized for it.
Right. So that's the end of the clip that I'm going to play for y'all. But, guys, I want to talk about a little bit just an example I'm gonna use, right? And this isn't even like a character that had on dresses or anything that I know of. Maybe he did. Maybe it's a movie I'm missing. But Terry Crews, you remember when he came out and said that Hollywood exec grabbed him, right between his legs, and he was just holding it in front of his wife and wouldn't let it go like it was his. You know what I'm saying? He was just holding it and like, what you gonna do about it? And I was thinking about some of the characters Terry Crews played, and Michael Jai White in a Vlad interview said something very interesting. He was like, they probably felt comfortable with that because of the roles that Terry Crews was cast in. You know what I'm saying? They felt like they could do that with him because they wouldn't do that to me. That's what Michael Jai said. Nobody's coming up to me doing that. And he's absolutely right. Nobody ain't doing that to him. And they shouldn't be doing it to Terry Crews. But I was just thinking like some of these people that pull these strings in these places, they have these fetishes. It was obviously something that he wanted to do to Terry Crews. Like just watching him in them movies, it kind of like aroused them in a way. So I think, that's what a lot of the argument against wearing that dress is. And for Shannon to come up there and say that, I think that's why people was offended, because they like, yeah, they'll give you that money as long as they can do what they want to do to you, to emasculate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I would say to Shannon is, your delivery on that was a little bit off. How you said that for $1 billion you would be in that bikini, because what would you do for $2 billion? What would you do for $3 billion? You know what I'm saying? Some stuff is just, you keep your dignity intact, and you keep your identity intact, and that don't have a price tag on it. And I know a lot of people might say, oh, you saying this from the computer, you saying this for this and that. Well, on a smaller scale, I've turned down money that could have helped. I'm talking about, I had a young daughter. We was eating off the dollar menu at McDonald's, and that was some night we was splitting that, early on at one point. And I had things that could have just, at least put me up in a nice house and stuff like that. But what came with that? What was on the other side of that deal? And when there's no clarity there, I'm good. Let me just keep grinding. I'm check to check at the time. Got a wife, got a child, but let me just keep grinding. It was just certain things, like I wasn't gonna give up time being around my daughter when she was a baby. I wasn't gonna miss that for a lot of money to go chase it. I wasn't gonna compromise certain relationships and stuff that I was blessed to have a daughter. So I'm not gonna look past that blessing to just, I could provide a lot of money, but what else would I be missing? And that has held true. Certain things has come up in life where I need to be there for my daughter at specific times, and I was right there. So yeah, you could be. I remember D.L. Hewley saying, he was running around making all this money and stuff, and one of his family members was touching his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So money ain't everything, is all I'm saying. I'm saying all these random things that tie in just to say money isn't everything. And Shannon Sharpe really offended a lot of people with that one, man. So Rickey Smiley argument, I could see where he coming from. I even heard Tyler Perry, he was on T.I.'s podcast a few years back. He was saying he owned his dress, so it's different. Whatever you think about that, it is what it is. I mean, he does own his own stuff, and he's able to license his characters, do whatever he wants, the way he wants. So, I mean, you can at least say he drive the car of his, whereas a lot of the other entertainers, they were given that role over and over and over again. They want them to stick with those roles with dresses on. But, man, let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.